there is no failure there's always an except in no longer trying. So just try, just move. You can do it. You can do this yoga. I promise you that. No one is judging you on how your yoga looks, and that means you too. Don't judge yourself on how your yoga looks, and don't tell yourself, oh, I can't do this, I can't do that. Just try, just move. Do it. I'm here to encourage you along the way. I'm Jan. This is 316 Yoga. This is Piper. This is your yoga from home. That's the best part of it. Today we call it our flexibility and mobility practice. It's our yoga for life. Do yoga every day to make your life better. And with this, on this day, our yoga is different every day, as I said, but on this day, Wednesday, on this day, we are pretty much all on the mat. And you can keep it all down on the mat if, that's a relief and that feels good to you, but I've thrown in a little sprinkling of balancing because I think that's so important. But every day it's different. Check us out. You can do every day's practice because you do what's right for your body. Always do what's right for your body. If it hurts, back out of it. Don't do it. Don't do it if it hurts. We're not all designed the same way. We're not all meant to do every single yoga pose. Oh my goodness. Listen to what you got. Do what you can with what you have. Word to think about today is knowledge. Nobody knows you better than you. Knowledge is familiar with and knowing the facts. Who knows all the facts about you but you? Apply those facts. Make yourself better. And just do what feels right. Okay, I'm gonna need some props for today. We always use props. The props we're gonna use today, 2 yoga blocks. Get them for yourself as a holiday gift. An eye shade, it's wonderful. It's weighted, it smells of lavender a little bit. It's just really, really nice to have the eyes covered in the end and to have the weight of the mask. You could also use a little hand towel if you want. You can slip it under your knees. You can use it to make your arms longer. You can use it in your final Shavasana in lieu of a mask. A little strap, you might want to have that, or a belt to your favorite robe, or a jump rope, or a dog leash, whatever, and some water. All stuff you can get, all stuff easy, stocking stuffers. Got a big stocking, and just have them handy because your yoga is so good for you. Like I said, we're starting down on our mat today. Most of the practice is on the mat. Lock in a stress number on a scale of 1 to 5, 1 to 10. What is going on in your body? It's a busy week, isn't it? So come to seated. You got your stress number locked in. Sit how you want to sit, all right? So nobody's telling you how to sit today. Sit exactly how you want. I am in a thunderbolt pose. What that is I'm seated back on my heels. You can sit like that. If that's not cutting it, sit with your legs longer on your mat. Sit with one knee bent. Sit with the other knee bent. All kinds of possibilities. Maybe crisscross applesauce, as the kids used to say. I'm going to do a Sukhasana pose. And in that pose, it's like crisscross applesauce, but I bring one foot up on top of the other thigh. You could use one of your blocks here or put a towel under the knee that's on the top. It just kind of feels nice. Take a deep breath in, hands on your knees. And a deep breath out, sigh it out, let it go. And if you are in pain, no pain, come out of it, come out of it. Don't be in pain, get rid of it, banish the pain. If it's just uncomfortable, breathe through it. Take a deep breath in through your nose. And a big sighing breath out through your mouth. Make it audible. Let it go. Feel the shoulders go down more toward your mat. Big inhale. Big exhale. So whichever pose you're in, you're starting to wake up your hips, I hope, and just getting into the present moment, breathing deeply, appreciating your breath in this moment. Let go of thoughts of the future. Let go of thoughts of the past. Just be here right now. Maybe your eyes are closed. And maybe you eventually work toward closing your lips and breathing in and out of your nose only. Feeling the lift of your chest with each inhale. And just letting it go with each exhale. If you'd like, keep your eyes closed and start to circle your neck. Let it roll around on your shoulders. If that does not feel good with the eyes closed, maybe it induces a little bit of vertigo, you can open your eyes. And if neck circles don't feel good for your neck, think of lengthening through your neck. Crown of the head up, up, up to the sky. And just find peace here. I'm going to circle my neck with my eyes closed. It doesn't have to be extreme. You're just moving your head about on your shoulders. Feel the stretches in the front of your neck, sides of your neck, the back and the front. Move it however feels good for you. As you're ready, finish up. Head back to the midline of your body. Eyes can still be closed. Just turn your head from right to left, back and forth. Turn your head. And if your eyes are closed or open, just think of sending your eyes to look more over your shoulder. Breathe. Oh, and then let it go. Come back to the midline of your body. Settle in. Shoulder shrugs. You can do it with your eyes closed. Shoulders up, up, up towards your ears. Really squeeze them up. Then send them back, back, back to the back wall. And then send them down, down, down toward the mat. So do a couple of shoulder shrugs that feel really good for you. No rush, no hurry, no judgment. And you may think, oh, this isn't doing much, but oh, yes, it is. Just breathe through it and let it feel awesome. Settle in. Just kind of give your shoulders a little bit of a wiggle and just calm down. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. All right, side bends. You can keep your blocks where they are. Maybe you're using them or not. Or you could bring a block to your side. Just going to do some side bends. Lift one arm up to the sky. Let it cross the midline of your body. The other arm is down on a block or on the earth as your foundation. And just reach and stretch through the elongated arm on top. Breathe. Keep both bottom cheeks down. Keep your chin away from your chest and keep your top shoulder rolled back. Come on up nice and slowly to the midline. Other side. Opposite arm lifts. Opposite arm goes down. Cross the midline of your body. Stretch it out. Check in with your chin. Check in with your top shoulder. You know what to do. You do what feels right. Reach a little more through the fingers. And let's do it again. Slowly come back up to center. I like to take it really slowly. Opposite arm lifts. The first arm you had lifted. Other arm comes down either to the ground or to the block. And take it and reach it toward the side of your room. Chin and shoulder, remember them. Back up to center. Opposite arm lifts, opposite arm goes down. Stretch. Oh, stretch it a little bit more. Finish up, back to center. Hands on your knees, take a big breath in. And a big shoulder softening breath out. Let's start with the back bend. Bring your hands behind your low back and just puff your chest up to the sky, and your gaze too. Chin goes up to the sky. Exhale, hinge forward, hinge forward. This is where it'll get you in the hips. Ooh, feels good. Reach your arms parallel to each other forward. Maybe walk them a little more forward. Find length in your armpits, even in your side body as you reach more toward the top of your mat. Gaze is down toward maybe your inner ankles. Slowly walk it on back. That's intense. Hips are feeling it, aren't they? Let's come back to shoulders over your hips. You can keep the eyes closed. We're going to do the other side. You know this side well. Let's do the other one. All right, so remove the top leg. Remove the top leg. Make it now the bottom leg, or, just switch up how you're seated. Bring one leg on top, the other leg on the bottom. And if you can, maybe even that bottom foot, you can bring it up onto the opposite knee. Doesn't work for me, but that's all right. Letting it go, not stopping me from doing my yoga. Hands on your knees, take a big breath in. Shoulder softening, breath out. Kind of passively working on this other hip. It's under tension, but your mind hopefully is off of it. Take a big breath in. Big breath out. Appreciate your breaths. Neck circle time, however feels good for you. The sounds in your neck are okay as long as it doesn't hurt. If it is painful, don't do it. Move your head about in circles, in one direction and then the other. Just let it feel good in all those muscles up your back, your shoulders. Finish up if you did the neck circles. Bring your head back to the midline of your body. And then gently, slowly turn your head from left to right and back and forth. It's a stressful time of year. Good stress and bad stress. But just focus on the right now. It'll make you appreciate what lies ahead a little bit more, or make you deal with it a little better. Turn in the neck, looking over the shoulders. And when you're ready, doesn't that feel nice? Just get back and forth to the range of motion that feels right for you. When you're done, come back to the midline of your body. Big breath in. Big breath out, shoulders soften. Let's get back into those shoulders. Let's tense them up to the ears. Let's send them back to the back wall and bring them on down. A few shoulder shrugs, up, back, 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 and down. Oh, and then finish up. Let the shoulders be soft. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Those side bends. Let's lift both arms up now. Lift both arms up to the sky like Tadasana mountain arms. Maybe the eyes are still closed. You can do this. Breathe. Let's bring one arm down to the earth. The other arm reaches higher up to the sky, kind of like you do when you do your dancer pose. And then when you're ready, let that arm cross the midline of your body. The lower foundational elbow, bend it a little bit to allow you to take the stretch deeper. Chin away from the chest, top shoulder back. Stretch. Keep both bottom cheeks down on your mat. Come back up slowly to the midline. Send both arms back up. Exhale, bring the opposite arm on down to the earth. Arm that's lifted, lift even higher. And then cross the midline of your body. Chin, shoulder, you know what I mean. Reach. Come on back up nice and slowly. Send both arms back up to the sky. One more time, back to the starting side. One arm down, other arm crosses the midline. Stretch it out. Shoulder, chin, you got it. Fingers reach. Back on up. Arms go up. Opposite arm comes down. Midline of the body, you cross it. Chin, shoulder, reach, stretch. Finish. Slowly come back. Both arms shoot up. Big breath, big smile on your face. Gratitude for what you got. Exhale. Hands back to your knees. Take a big breath in. And a big breath out. Hands behind your low back. Chest up toward the sky, chin up to the sky, look up, take a little kind back bend here. Exhale. Oh, my favorite part of this pose. Reach forward. Reach, reach, reach. You know, you could use a block too. Maybe that feels better. Just reach as far as feels right for you. Maybe that's not very far at all, but remember, don't judge yourself. Don't judge yourself, just try. Maybe you reach even farther. Breathe. And then slowly walk the hands on back, slide the block on back, whatever you did, it is good. Hands to your knees, take a deep breath in. And a deep shoulder softening, breath out. That's it. All right, Let's go into a child's pose. Come on, let go of how this should look, what you think it should be. Oh, I should be doing more. Oh, I got to do more. Oh, I didn't do it well enough. Yes, you did. You did it perfectly. Child's pose. All right, I'm going to tap the tops of my feet out on my mat. Then I'm going to sink my hips back to my heels. Knees can be together, or you can have your knees spread. With your arms, if your knees are together, maybe you'd like to bring your arms down by your sides with your palms face up. You can use a block under your chest or under your forehead. If your knees are spread, it feels kind of nice to reach your arms to the top of your mat. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out, and just settle in here. If your knees are spread wide, maybe you can really feel it in your glutes as well. Maybe you want to spread the knees even wider and feel it more in your groin. Forehead can be on your block or no block at all. Or maybe you want to put your little eye shade down like a little pillow. Be creative. It's your yoga. Stretch it out. Find length in your spine from tailbone through the crown of your head. Breathe. This is just your time. Everybody needs their time, don't they? Everybody needs personal quiet time. Breathe. Lips are closed, your breath is deep and calm. Big breaths in, big breaths out. Let's finish here. If you want, stay in your child's pose even longer. Let the yoga meet you with what you need. Don't feel obligated to press on and do a pose that maybe you just don't feel like doing today. Totally fine. Let's come back to a tabletop. All right, Wednesday's hump day, right? All right, think like a camel. Press into your hands under your shoulders, knees under your hips. Just take it easy. Let's do cat-cow. Chin to your chest. So you kind of look like a one-hump camel, right? Tuck your tail under, tuck your chin under. Inhale, cow pose, tailbone lifts, crown of the head lifts. So feel your shoulders protract and retract. Push into the earth with the tops of your feet and your hands. And do your cat-cow as you just enjoy this gentle waking up of your spine. Breathe. Move. Gotta move your spine, right? Breathe. No surprises today, just comfortable poses that you're real familiar with. All right, neutral tabletop, right leg extends, plant the ball of the foot down, press into the leg, feel the nice stretch up the Achilles tendon, the hamstring, the calf, it all feels good. Stretch it out. Bring the right knee back to meet the left on the mat. Now do the left leg. Left leg extends. Ball of the left foot is on your mat. Press into the earth. Stretch it out here. Bring both knees to meet on your mat. Lift your right knee up, up, up to about hip height. Draw your heel towards your bottom like you're going to kick yourself in the bottom. Dial your right hip down so both hips are equal distant to your mat. Circle your ankle out a little bit here in both directions. Take your left hand, if you like, reach around and capture your right foot. Kick into your hand. Feel the opening up in your collarbones. Look to the left side of your mat. Then look perhaps to the left side of your room. Then maybe look over your left shoulder. Keep kicking. Hold. You got it. Stay strong. And then finish. Knee comes down, hand comes down. Let's do the other side. Left leg lifts, knee to about hip height. Maybe this is right where you stay. Focus by bringing your left hip down so it's equal distant to the mat as the right hip is. Maybe draw your heel closer to your bottom and add in your right hand. Reach your right hand around and perhaps capture the foot. Kick into the hand, feel the opening up through your right collarbone. Look to the right corner of your mat, or right side of your mat. Look to the right side of your room. Look on up over your right shoulder. Hold it here. Hello, Stan. Hello, Liz. Hi, Betty. Lori, Scott, Esther, Lynn, Sherry, Tina, Margarita, Kelly. Hi, Blake. Life is good. Breathe. When you're ready, that is cat. Pulling your tail. Bring it on down. Let's do just a cat-cow. cycle here. Cat, cow. Quite an achievement for cat pulling its tail, right? Let's do another pose called bird dog. In your bird dog pose, very similar extension in the leg, but you're going to take the leg really long. Lift the right leg up. So again, the knee is at hip height. Dial the right hip down. Hold it here. Press into your hands. Then extend through the right leg, drawing the heel toward the back wall. Really lengthen through that leg. Feel the extension. Let's add in some more extension up the spine by adding in the left arm. Left arm reaches long to the top of your mat. If you have a block, you can use it for balance. I'm going to reach my hand long. I'm going to spread my fingers wide, thumb up to the sky, press hard into the earth, and hold here. Taking a static hold, time under tension. It's really, really good. Breathe here. Sometimes we crunch it with the elbow to the knee. Sometimes we crunch it with the knee to the nose. Today, let's just hold it in this extension. Breathe, lengthen, stay strong. You've got it. Crown of the head, lengthen it even more. And when you're ready, hand comes down, knee comes down, other side, no rest. Lift it up, unless you want to take a rest. Knee at hip height, left hip dialed down, leg extends long. Staying here is lovely. Press into your hands. Breathe, hold it. If you want, you know what to do. The opposite hand, the right hand, reach it long for your block or your blocks. You could set those up in a cool way, however feels right. Or no blocks at all, and just reach your hand long and strong to the front of your room. Fingers spread wide, thumb up, stretch. You're stretching from your heel through your fingers. Push into the earth. Stay here, lengthen, strengthen. Your spine is strong. Find space. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Hold it. Hold it. And now, let's finish. Hand comes down, knee comes down. What do you think about a cat-cow? Let's do it. Cat, cow, finish. Neutral tabletop. Push hard into your hands. Push hard into your feet. Feel like you're about to almost levitate. Hold it here. You are strong. And then let's do toes pose, ankle pose, flow. All right, here's what you're gonna do. I keep losing my earrings. All right, so let's tuck our toes to our shins. Have your blocks nearby. Come back to sit on your heels. This is your toes pose. You can have the blocks here to kind of bring the ground up to you. Shoulders back and down. Pain? Question. Painful? Come out of it. Don't take it so deeply. If it's just uncomfortable, you got it. You've done tougher things than this. I know that. Come on, breathe. Sit back on your heels. Soften in the toes. Strengthen your foundation. Let's flow it. And what do I mean by that? Taking it to its extremes, taking it to the extremes for you, whatever is right for you. Taking the counter poses. To do that, tuck your feet. So the tops, not tuck your feet, untuck your feet. So the tops of your feet are on your mat. Using your blocks, walk it back. Let the knees come up. Strengthen the ankles. Breathe. Come on, take it back to your toes pose. Toes draw under. Using your blocks, they're really nice for making this accessible. You decide if you like using them. Maybe you want to challenge you a little bit more by not using the blocks. Maybe bringing your hands to prayer center. Ankle pose. I'm going to bring the tops of my feet to the mat. Lean on back. Let my knees stay together, but come on up off of the mat. And if the hands together is a little too much, and the blocks, you can do a little bit more. Maybe use your hands. It's like a kickstand. Do it one more time. Maybe you do it throughout the practice. That'd be kind of nice, wouldn't it? Go from toes pose to ankle pose for the whole hour. You decide. Toes pose. And ankle pose. Hello to Tammy and Roger and Helen and Octavia and Lisa and Denise. All right, how are you doing? Don't you love toes pose and ankle pose. Yeah. All right, let's come out of it. Neutral tabletop. Lift your feet up, squeeze them and scrunch them, circle the ankles. Oh yeah, especially that left ankle. Circle them. Tap the tops of your feet out on your mat. Nice job. Let's do a lunge. All right, grab your 2 blocks. Blocks by your side at about a high height. At your highest height. Right foot comes forward, knee over ankle. Left leg goes long on your mat. Slip your towel under your left knee if that feels better for you. All right, we're just gonna hold this today. Yesterday we did a runner's lunge and surfing it out. Today we're just gonna hold it. Time under tension, right? All right, knee over ankle. Hold it here, fingers to your block. Maybe bring your shoulders up a little bit more or not. You adjust so your shoulders feel right and you get the depth of that stretch in the left hip flexor that feels right for you today. Breathe. You got it. Maybe you take the hands off of the blocks and you lift them up, up, up to the sky. Reach through the sky, maybe take a little back bend and maybe hold it here for a breath or two. Take it in the layers that work for you. Take it back, peel it back to what feels right. You know, an option could be to have your hands on your hips. Maybe you like that better. Just make it work for you. I'm going to finish up. Hands to prayer center. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out in appreciation for what you got. Hands back to the blocks. Let's switch the knees. Right knee comes down to your mat. Left foot goes forward. Ankle under the left knee. Blocks, kind of by the foot. Send the right leg long on your mat. Top of the right foot on the mat. Settle in. It might take a second or two to get your towel in place, but let it be. And if it doesn't bother your knees and you don't need the towel, don't sweat it. Maybe you stay right here with your hands on your blocks. Lengthen through the crown of your head. Maybe fingers march on up, so you just have fingertips on the blocks. Eyes closed, maybe. Big breaths. All right, in your hands, what do you want to do with them? On the blocks, prayer center, maybe hips. I'm going to take the option of lifting them up. I'm going to take a little back bend. And I'm going to stay here for a few breaths. Wherever you are, breathe deeply, focus on the breath. It's okay, it's all good. Hold on. I'm going to bring my hands back to prayer center in gratitude for what I did, what you did. It's a big feat, what you just did. Breathe. Peace begins where your expectation ends. Don't be hard on you. You got it. Hands back to the blocks. Slowly come out of it by coming onto both knees. Remove the blocks and let's do our 1-minute plank. All right, here's the deal. Lots of ways you can take your plank. You know that. Today I'm going to take it differently. I'm going to come down to my forearms and take it on my knees. If you've done plank other ways and you want to do another variation, go for it. What I'm going to do, spread my knees a little bit, come down to my forearms, work my arms forward so my elbows are right underneath my shoulders. Adjust your knees to what feels good for you. And then let's start a timer. Start a timer now. And the timer now is going to be 1 minute. All right, so just hold on. The weight is more shifted forward into the arms, lengthening through the spine. 10 seconds have elapsed. Take breaks when you need them. Maybe a break means coming down to your knees. If you're one of those in a high plank, maybe it means sending your hips high to the sky. We're 20 seconds in. So you do what feels right for you today. No need to always take it to an extreme. Sometimes you need to rest. We're halfway there. We're over halfway there. If you're going for the full minute, you do however long feels right for you. So fingers spread wide. That's a nice foundation. Breathe either down on the knees or up. We've got like 10 seconds to go. Just hold on. push into your mat, whichever variation you're in, because you're engaging your core. You're staying strong. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and done. Come on out of your variation of your plank. Maybe grab a drink of water and have a seat. Okay, so you don't always have to do the extreme. There's plenty of benefits to be received in other variations of the pose. So what I did was the dolphin pose on my knees. And you might think, oh, too easy. It's not. None of these is too easy. You can do it. You can do it. You can do all of the poses, but you just need to try. So just try. Some days you try with more effort, some days try with less. It's all good. All right, next pose, dead bug. You talk about effort. Come on down and bring your strap up by your shoulders. All right, for your dead bug today, come on down, fully reclined to your mat. Once you're fully reclined, send your legs up to the sky and then put a bend in your knees so your shins are parallel to the sky. Parallel to your mat. That's it. Or I guess it could be the sky. Depends on the plane. All right, so press into your thighs. Hands press into your thighs really hard. Then press your thighs back into your hands. Hold here in this variation of your dead bug. So core is engaged, tailbone is down, shoulders are down, really strong arms are pushing, really strong legs are pushing back. You make this as hard as you want. Push harder, try a little bit harder. Core is engaged. Your belly is really tight right now, right? Really strong. Push the legs more into the hands. Push the hands more into the legs. You got it. Draw your toes towards your shins. Stay strong. And then finish. Oh my goodness, that's intense, isn't it? Let's bring our feet down. Bring your strap underneath the centers of your feet. And let's do a boat pose. So send your legs up, up, up to the sky. You've got this strap. Let's give it a nice little tug with both hands. Put a little bend to soften in the knees. Now imagine your heels as weighted. Let your heels with your extended legs come down toward the earth. Tuck your chin up toward your chest, and then when you're ready, slowly, with control, roll on up. Maybe don't even set the heels down. Hug your elbows in, lift your chest up, and take your boat pose here. Take a deep breath in, and a deep breath out. You got it. Hold it, stay strong. Maybe work the heels. Don't move your back though. Keep your back reclined like it's in a recliner. Move your heels on down toward the earth. Close to the earth, then bring them on back up. Breathe, chest is lifted. Slowly lower the heels, kinda, sorta, back down. Lift them on up. Stay in your recliner. One more time, heels come down toward the earth. Bring them on back up. You got that strap, you can do this. All right, heels come down. Heels come down, walk both hands down both straps, fold forward. Gaze to your knees, and then finish. Come on up, remove the strap, and let's come into a shoelace pose. All right, shoelace. Let's take one leg, bend it generously. Bring the heel back behind the opposite hip. Other leg, bring it on top. Bring that heel back toward the other hip. Kind of get your knees to stack. What do you think? Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Soften here. Find space in your glutes and then maybe hinge forward. Take it as far as feels right for you. Big stretch here. Kind of the same similar sensation, kind of, sorta, like when you do a humble warrior, a standing figure 4, a reclined pigeon, a half pigeon pose. Big stretch in the back glutes. Come on up. Shoulders over your hips. Switch them out. Other leg. Bend it generously. Bring that heel behind the opposite hip. Top leg, same thing. Bring the heel toward the hip crease. Knees are stacked as best you can. Lengthen up. Maybe you stay right here. Maybe there is less of a generous bend in the knees. It's okay. Hinge forward. Big breath in. Big breath out. Take it to what feels good right now. Every day is different. Maybe a few days ago you couldn't get this far. Maybe in a couple days you'll get even farther. Big breath in. Big breath out. Soft shoulders. Come on up. Shoulders over hips. Kind of intense, isn't it? Not kind of, it is intense. All right, come on down. Open, you're gonna come to your back. Bring the soles of your feet to touch. Let your knees open wide. Let's come on down to our backs. Knees open wide. Let's cactus our arms. What does that mean? Bring your elbows to about shoulder height. Let the forearms be parallel to the sides of your mat. And bring the backs of your hands down onto your mat. So you can see how your arms look like a cactus. And your legs are in the cobbler pose or Supta Baddha Konasana sit-ups. We do those too. You can stay here in this cactus arm pose, or you can do those Supta Baddha Konasana sit-ups. Let's do them. Hands, fingers lightly to your temples. Elbows open wide, chest is strong and lifted. On an exhale, peel your shoulders on up, chin up to the sky. Inhale, come on down. Lift and lower. Lift and lower. Let it feel good. Maybe you decide to stay in your cactus arms. It's all good. Maybe you'd like to stay lifted in your sit-ups, driving the elbows more toward the earth, and then pulsing your chin little by little up to the sky. Breathe. You're strong. You can do this. Because you define what this is. Maybe you do 2 pulses and then take a rest on your mat. Then maybe you come back and do a few more pulses. Or maybe you do no pulses at all. It's all good. Stay strong. And then let's finish. Come on down. Go back to recactusing the arms. Take a big breath in. And a big breath out. Let's take it to pentacle. Send your legs long. And your arms long too. Bring your body into the big letter X. Hips relax. Shoulders relax. Pentacle pose. You look like a big letter X. So reset everything you got. Take a big breath in. And a big breath out. So remember this pose. Remember it. Pentacle. Because maybe you're going to choose to come back to it in just a moment. Bring your legs together at the midline of your body. Bring your arms down by your sides and come to a seated position. Now you can use your hands or peel on up and come to seated. Spread your legs wide. You can bring your blocks in between your legs or no blocks at all. You can stack your blocks one on top of the other. Create however feels right for you. Toes up toward the sky, and maybe bring your forehead to your blocks. And remember, you can have them any height you want. And if that doesn't quite cut it, just bring your forearms to them. So legs spread wide, toes up to the sky. This is your wide-legged seated forward fold. All right, rest, stretch it out through the legs. So your bottom body is kind of like how we were in that pentacle pose, right? The legs spread wide. You have a choice now. You can go back to your pentacle. You can stay here and work on elongating the inner adductor muscles by, lowering the blocks to whatever height is right for you. You can hang out here, or you can join us in some standing poses. I know some days it's nice to just stay all on your mat. So you decide, choose one of those 2 poses, wide-legged forward fold that we're in, or your pentacle pose. Go back to it. I'm going to come in to some standing poses. I think we've got about 4 of them today. All right, so let's do that if you want. Legs together, remove your blocks, bend your knees. Let's get there via a downward facing dog. So bring your hands underneath your shoulders, tuck your toes towards your shins, send your hips high, and breathe here. Pedal it out, heels are slightly lifted, feet are hip-width distance apart. Shake your neck a little bit, press into your mat, tailbone lifts to the sky. Still your feet, Walk your hands to meet your feet or your feet to meet your hands. Inhale, arms sweep on up. Come on up. Oh, I lost my mic. Come on up to a standing position. In this standing position, let's start with a you will look taller pose. All right, for your you will look taller pose, legs are together, arms go up. Bring your body into the shape of a letter Y. This is so nice for your posture. U, bring it to the letter W, bringing the elbows down, drive them down. 2 L's, forward and back, hug the elbows in. T for taller, pulse your hands to the back of the room. The secret in this pose is to keep the hands really driven to the back wall. Let's do it again. U, big Y, big W for will. 2 L's for look. T for taller, pulse it out. One more time, third time's the charm. U, will, look. T for taller. And then finish, arms down by your sides. Arms down by your sides, shoulders back over your hips. Shoulders are back. Remember how it felt when we rolled the shoulders back in that seated warm-up this morning? So just pull them back even more. Chest is lifted. You are strong. You got this. Nice, straight back. Take a big breath in, because think about how many people you see that are in this kind of posture with their heads rolled down, chin to the chest, shoulders slumped. Not a great look, not a great way. You're supposed to stay stacked, head over the shoulders, just firm, solid foundation. Everything properly aligned. Okay, that's your you will look taller. Let's do tree. You can have your hands on your hips, hand to a chair, hands to prayer center. Root into your left foot, take the weight out of your right, open it up to the side of the room, and then slip the foot up if it feels right. Slip it up to the calf or up higher onto the thigh. Press the foot into the leg and the leg back into the foot. Drive the outside of the bent knee to the back of the room, and your hips stay equidistant to the front of the room. Hold it here, however you are. Maybe grow your branches if you like, and then sway them. Look up to where the ceiling and the wall meet. Finish, hands to prayer center. Guide the knee to the front of the room. Right foot meets left. Other side, left knee bends, right foot is solid. Open up the knee of the left leg to the side of the room. Place the sole of the left foot wherever is right. Maybe it's a kickstand with a chair as a practicing partner. Slip it on up to the level that you like, pressing the foot into the leg and the leg back into the foot. Shoulders over your hips, hands wherever is right for you today. Maybe it's growing through the hands and raising the arms on up like branches of a tree. Focus. When you're ready, come on out. Hands back to prayer center, knee to the front of the room, left foot meets right on your mat. Let's do a one-legged mountain pose. Arms go up high to the sky and they reach. Left foot roots into the mat, right leg lifts, bringing the knee to about hip height so your thigh is parallel to the earth. Draw your right toes up towards your shin. Lengthen up through your fingers, find length in your hips, and hold here in your one-legged mountain. You are strong. That left leg is solid. One straight line from your heel on up through your left fingertips. Lift your knee a little higher so the thigh is parallel. Other days we've balanced a block on this thigh. That's kind of fun. Hold it. Let's finish. Hands to prayer center. Right foot comes down on the mat. Now it's that leg's turn. Root into the right leg. Good and strong. Remember, your shoulders are back. You will look taller. You are solid. One straight, solid foundation, properly aligned line. Left leg lifts, knee hip height, toes to the shins. Hold it here. Maybe you want to keep your hands on your hips, or maybe you're going to say, I'm going to go for it. I'm going to reach through my arms for my one-legged mountain pose. Lengthen, straighten, align. You've got it. There's no stopping you. Come on. Believe that you can do this, and you can. You can. Breathe, breathe. And maybe your can is having a chair right here for a little stability. That's all right. Nobody's judging you. Don't judge yourself. Just get out and try. One more big effort to lengthen and root into that foot. Breathe, you got it, hold it. And then let's finish. Foot down, hands to prayer center. Oh my goodness, take a deep breath in. And a deep breath out, shoulders are soft. One more big balancing pose, warrior three. You know this one, take it in layers. Right foot steps forward. You shift your weight into your right leg, put that little micro bend in the knee. Maybe you keep your hands on your hips. Back foot, maybe you lift it a little bit. And that is where you want to stay today. Maybe the leg lifts higher, 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 parallel to the earth, left hip dialed down, arms reach to the front of your room, reach, lengthen, you've got it, you're strong, hold it. That's your warrior three. Hands back to your hips, left foot meets right, come back to standing, you did it. Other side, left leg goes forward, right leg goes back, weight shifts forward, little bend in your left knee, right foot, maybe you lift it and hold it just a bit above the mat. It's all good. Maybe you've got a chair in front of you and you're putting your hands on it. That is a beautiful warrior three. Maybe you lift the leg higher, dial the right hip down. Hands can stay on your hips, that feels pretty stable. Lengthen through the crown of your head. Maybe add in the arms and reach, reach, reach. Don't forget to breathe. You got it. Finish. Right foot meets left. You did it. Congratulations. Hands to prayer center. Take a big breath in. Time to meet our friends on the mat. Hinge forward. Let all the air out of your belly. Fingers toward the earth. That's enough balancing for today, don't you think? Bend your knees. Come on down. Let's do a bridge pose. All right, bridge. Come on down to your mat. Bring your eye shade and or your towel up near your shoulders. That sounds good, doesn't it? All right, so bridge. Soles of your feet on your mat. Hands to prayer center. Lengthen up, and even this transition to get here, take it nice and slowly because your core is strong. You are engaged. You're always engaged. Come on down. Soles of your feet on your mat, parallel to each other. Heels up more towards your bottom, arms down by your sides. Shoulders, wiggle them a little bit. Get them comfortable here. We're going to press on up to a bridge pose. Press the weight into your feet. Press the weight up, lift in your hips. Breathe. Oh, feels good in the front of the hips, doesn't it? Breathe. Such a good pose for your low back posture as well. Breathe. Push your feet into your mat. Lift your hips even higher. And then slowly roll your spine down one vertebra at a time. Roll them on down, roll them on down. All right, let's do a supine twist with a leg extension. I've got to get my blocks out of the way. All right, left leg extends long. Left heel drives to the bottom of your mat. Feel that little bit of extra length in your left hip. Right knee bends with your towel. If you want to make your hands longer, your arms longer, bend the knee and then interlace your fingers either beneath the right knee or use the towel to hug your knee in. In. Hug it in. Good and tight. Oh, it feels good. The ball and socket of the hips. Move them. We did a lot of movement in the hips. We did some external rotation when we did our Sukhasana pose. We did, when we did our lunge, we moved the hips. All right, let's move them again. All right, so nice tight squeeze here, finding space. Left hand guides the right knee across the midline of your body. Roll onto your left hip. Keep your right shoulder down. It helps to tee out your right arm and look to the right. Breathe here. This top leg, the right leg, right now it's bent and the hand is holding kind of near the knee, holding it down, kind of encouraging it to the earth. Open up and straighten that top right leg. Drive the heel toward the side of the room. Bring it down a little more maybe if that feels good. Your IT band, big stretch here. If you like it, enjoy it. Rebend the top right knee. Come on down to that right hip so you're fully supine on your mat. Hug the right knee in. Draw little circles with your hands under your knee. Draw little circles on the ceiling, hugging the knee in. Open up the knee to the right side of the body. Bring the knee back to the midline. Hug it in one more time. Release the right leg long on your mat. Same pose, other side. Drive your right heel really long to the bottom of the mat. Feel it up in your right hip flexor. Bend your left knee. Hug it in with either your towel or your hands. Hug it in, keeping your shoulders down. Hug it in, squeeze it in. Draw your toes up toward your shin. Maybe circle your ankle. Keep that right heel driven to the bottom of your mat. Now let the right hand hold onto the left knee, guide it across the midline of your body as you roll onto your right hip. Keep both shoulders down, tee out your left arm and look left. Big wringing out of your waist, big twist here. This top leg, the left leg that is bent, if you'd like, straighten it. Hand can still stay where it is. Drive the heel toward the side of your room. Breathe. Re-bend the top left leg if you straightened it. Roll on down to your hip. Hug the knee in. Circle your ankles. Then still your ankles. Draw little circles with your knee on the ceiling in both directions. Love that compression. When you're ready, hug it in, hollow out your belly, squeeze it in even tighter. Shoulders are relaxed, but your arms are mega strong. Keep driving through that right heel. Open up your left knee to the left side of the room with your left hand. Bring the knee back to a natural position, up toward the sky. One more big hug of this left knee. In. You got it. Send both heels down straight on your mat. Drive them toward the bottom of your mat. As you're ready, drive both heels, drag them up, happy baby pose. Left hand under left knee, right hand under right knee. You've got a lot of mobility in your hips now. Let's use it. All right, so back and forth. Maybe do your circles with your knees on the ceiling here in both directions. Oh, that feels nice on your low back. I'm going to go to Happy Baby, Ananda Balasana. I'm going to slide my hands down my inner calves. Maybe you hold here, or maybe you reach for your heels. Send one leg up to the sky, then the other. Rebend the other knee. Oh, breathe. Drive the heel up to a diagonal, up to the sky. Bend and stretch. You can do it. Nobody's looking. It doesn't matter how it looks. Maybe you're holding on to your inner calves. Maybe you can't hold on to much more than your hamstrings. Just go ahead. Send one leg up, then the other. Finish up. Send both heels up to the sky. Toes drawn toward your shins. Pinky toes open up toward the earth. You did a wide-legged seated forward fold, and especially if you didn't do the standing. Maybe you stayed in the wide-legged seated forward fold. So this is like so easy for you, right? Hands to the inner thighs. Open it up. Finish it up. Knees back to the midline. Knees bend. Feet come down. Time for final Shavasana pose. Let's send our legs long onto the mat. Ooh, we did a lot with the hips today. And when you're ready, cover your eyes with your towel or your eye shade. Arms down by your sides. You can have palms up or down. You see what feels better for you. More grounded is palms down. More receptive is palms up. And palms up gives you an external shoulder rotation as well. Maybe wiggle your shoulders underneath your back a little bit more. Eyes are closed. Time for just deep breathing and no thoughts. Pinky toes fall to the edges of your mat. Big inhales, fill your chest up. Big exhales, you let it all go. Eyes are closed. Eyes are heavy in the eye sockets. Jaws are unclenched as your teeth aren't touching. And maybe even take the tongue off of the roof of your mouth. And breathe. Imagine softening in your face even more. And all those muscles up and down your back. Relax your back into your mat a little bit more. Deepen your breath. And I think the hour flies by. I hope you do too. If you have more time and you want to stay here in your final Shavasana, or maybe child's pose, whichever pose you're in, take the time and know that you're doing good things. You're giving yourself the gift of freedom in your mind, more flexibility and mobility in your body, and you're just making yourself better for everybody, starting with you and all those you come in contact with. If you need to conclude the hour, start to wiggle your fingers and toes. Then move the motion more up into your body, into your wrists and your ankles. Circle them around. Inhale, reach high overhead, stretch it out. Point your toes, reach through your fingers. And then slowly bend your knees and your elbows and come into a fetal position onto one side or the other. Knees are bent, elbows are bent. Use your low arms bicep as a pillow for your head. Take a deep breath in. And a deep, slow breath out. Stay here longer if you like. Savor the breath, savor the moment, savor the time. When you're ready, press on up to a comfortable seated position, whatever is comfortable for you today. I'm going to sit in a deer pose. Bring your hands to prayer center. Eyes are closed. My microphone's down at my belly. Take a big breath in and a big breath out. Soften in the shoulders. Let it all go. Life is good. Gently blink. Your eyes open. You did it. You stuck around for an hour. Good on you. Don't you feel better? You know, when you start out sometimes with a practice, you think, I don't want to do it. I can't do it today. I can't squeeze it in. But nobody ever finishes a yoga session saying, I wish I hadn't done yoga today. I hope. I hope you feel better. Stress number, what was it? And more importantly, what is it now? That is a real indicator. That's a little quantifiable measure to you for what has happened in this last hour. You know your body best. You do what you can with what you got. Now and then, it's good to take a pause in our pursuit of happiness and just be happy. And I hope you are that. See you on your mats tomorrow. Love you guys. Namaste. Peace be with you. And you. Bye. You guys are a piece of work. You're a good girl. You're a dear for still being here. It's a busy time of year. I know that. We've all got things we got to do. But stick with your yoga. It's the best thing you can be doing for yourself, for your body, for your mind, and for your heart. So tell your friends how this yoga has been affecting you this year. How good it is, right? Tell them about it. It's free for anybody and everybody. We're here every day for them, here every day for you. They can join us anytime they want from the privacy of their own home, and you know all that stuff. You also know that you can visit our website. It's www.316yoga.com if you'd like to support our broadcast. Thanks for being here. Enjoy the season, and I'll see you on your mats tomorrow.